Hello and welcome for a test procedure on the ultimate 4-in-1 brake test and alignment testing machine from SafeTstop. Step 1 would be to align the car or the vehicle parallel with the test track, and we stop about 1 to 2 meters in front of it. The next thing we'll do is ensure that the steering wheel is centered. From here on in, don't touch it anymore, not needed for the test procedure. We now engage the drive of the gearbox, and the idea now is to accelerate the car up to about 4 to 5 kilometers an hour. Mostly you don't even need to apply the accelerator to do so. Once I achieve that speed, I will click the gear knob into neutral and let the car roll on its own. And when I see a stop sign on the monitor, I apply the brakes hard. So, into drive, release the brakes, let the car travel, nice and slowly. Put into neutral. When I see the stop sign, I apply the brakes hard. Step 2 finished. For the handbrake, engage the drive section, let the car roll forward just a little bit, wait for the next stop sign and apply the parking brake. In this case, we used an electronic handbrake, no problem at all. And when the stop sign applies, you apply the brake, parking brake. The SafeTstop now will show you the results in green and red. If it is green, it passed. If it is red, it is no good. And we'll show these results for about 10 seconds. And now the machine is ready for the next test. We ensure that the computer screen reads ready for us on the yellow bit, which this one does, so we're now ready to operate. We engage the drive, we release the brakes and let the car travel. I aim to achieve about 4 to 5 kilometers an hour. When I see the stop sign, I apply the brakes hard. You can also see I had the car in neutral before I did so. When I'm finished with that, I put into drive, let it roll forward, straight back into neutral. Next time I'll see the stop sign, I engage the electric parking brake. Then the complete test is finished. It will tell you if it passed. It will show you the results depending on setup, usually for about 10 seconds, and then you're ready for the next test. We're now going to show you how to use a SafeTstop short track model, or if you have a long track model and you need to use the short track system. Short track means we are measuring first the front brakes, then the rear brakes, we then reverse, and then we'll measure the parking brake. If you're the owner of a long track SafeTstop machine or Ultima system, then if you have a vehicle with a wheelbase that is longer than the actual test track, you will need to put it into a short track version. I'm just showing you how to do that now. So you click on Setup F9, you go into Maintenance, go into Miscellaneous Settings and apply the 2-plate version. Okay your way out, and now the SafeTstop is set up to do a long vehicle base as well. Line the car up parallel with the test track, make sure the steering wheel is in the middle. From here on in, we won't touch it anymore. Most of the time you won't have to accelerate, sometimes you might have to use the accelerator just a little bit. Once we achieve that speed, we click the gear lever into neutral, let the car roll, and when we see the stop sign, we apply the brakes hard. So step 1, let the car travel, bring it up to about 4 to 5 k's, neutral, when I see the stop sign, apply the brakes hard. We then click it back into drive, let the car roll forward, back into neutral. Next time we see the stop sign, we apply the foot brake hard again. It's now asking us to reverse for the handbrake. So we'll just reverse the car back past the weighbridge section, but not further. We then bring it back into drive, let it roll forward. Next time we'll see the stop sign, we'll apply the parking brake. Test is finished. It shows us pass-fail criteria. Green means good, red means there might be a problem. And now SafeTstop is ready for the next test. SafeTstop is also a suspension tester. Ensure that the test track itself is empty. The car is not on it. is important. Then we click suspension test or F4. From here on in, we just follow the prompts on the yellow screen. Step 2 will be to drive the front wheels onto the weighbridge part of the test track. So bring it nice and slowly forward. You might have to look outside to find where the wheels are. Once the wheels are in the middle of the test track, engage the parking brake, open up the bonnet. I prefer you to open the bonnet so you got somewhere nice and safe to push down for our suspension test. Once the car is ready for testing, we'll have to engage the start button on the computer. Now the machine is ready for testing. It's asking us to press the left side first. It's always in driving direction. Now, the way we set it up is that you need a minimum of 70 kilos of pressure on the weighbridge until the suspension test acts. That would be difficult to achieve if you're right on top of it. So come to the front of the vehicle and find somewhere to push nice and softly. Now, one good push down and release immediately. The test track will tell you that it engaged. Now we're ready for the right side. Again, same thing. One good push and release. Front axle is finished. We now place the rear axle on the weighbridge. Again, you can open the rear boot. Same operation, you start on the left side, one good push down and release immediately. Over to the right side, one good push and release immediately. Suspension test is finished. The results are shown for approximately 10 seconds, and then we are ready for the next test. So the SafeTstop incorporates very accurate weight scales, which allows us to give a car's or vehicle's corner weight, axle weight, and also total weight. To engage the scale mode, you click on F3. Again, important is nothing has to be on the test track. Now the scales are live. Now we roll the front axle on it. We'll click the Add button to measure the front axle weight. We run the rear wheels on it. We click the Add button to measure the rear weights. And then the computer is going to give you the complete sequence. So we've done a complete training session on the SafeTstop. Brake testing, alignment checking, weighbridge measuring, and suspension testing. So that's how simple and easy it is to use a SafeTstop machine. I would like to thank the ULTIMA TAFE College in Sydney for allowing us to do this demonstration today. It's great to see that the emerging students have been trained on a SafeTstop test lane, and also it's nice to see that the TAFE colleges are using SafeTstop as the benchmark of brake testing for the students to learn on how to do brake testing efficiently and accurately. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon at one of the locations. Thank you.